Imagine a man who wants to build robots that can do every job on Earth, launch humans to Mars, and reshape democracy itself. Now, imagine that same man just voted himself a pay raise of nearly $1 trillion. Is he a mad genius trying to save humanity, or the most audacious power grab in corporate history? His name is Elon Musk. And right now, in 2026, the story is wilder than ever. Let's start with the robots, because this isn't science fiction anymore. At the Abundance Summit in March 2026, Musk made a jaw-dropping announcement. Tesla's third-generation humanoid robot, Optimus 3, is, in his words, by far the most advanced robot in the world. Nothing's even close. He says production begins this summer, slowly at first on a classic S-curve ramp, but by 2027, Tesla aims to be producing them in high volumes. The end goal? 1 million robots per year from a single production line at Fremont, and eventually 10 million per year from Gigafactory Texas. To make room for this robotic army, Tesla made a move that shocked the automotive world. It discontinued its iconic Model S and Model X vehicles, cars that built the Tesla brand, to repurpose those factory lines for Optimus production. Musk called it slightly sad, but he said the future belongs to autonomy, not nostalgia. And Optimus 3 already made its public debut at the 2026 Appliance and Electronics World Expo in Shanghai, where its eerily human-like hands stole the show. Musk's pitch? These robots won't just build your car, they'll eventually do everything. Every physical job, every manual task, freeing humans from labor entirely. He's promised what he calls universal high income, a world of abundance so complete that, in his words, money may eventually disappear as a concept. And in a now famous declaration at the start of 2026, he went even further, announcing simply, "We have entered the singularity." The moment, long theorized in science fiction, when AI surpasses human intelligence. He believes 2026 is that year. It's breathtaking. It's also, depending on who you ask, either the most exciting announcement in human history or a masterclass in overpromising. If the robots seem ambitious, then let's talk about SpaceX, where ambitious barely scratches the surface. Starship is now, officially, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built. After years of explosive setbacks, SpaceX has reached what many consider operational status in 2026. The 11th test flight in late 2025 was a roaring success. Now, a version 3 Starship is being prepped for its first orbital flight, a critical milestone that could finally prove full reusability is real. Because Musk claims it could bring the cost of putting cargo into space below $100 per pound. That number would fundamentally change everything, from global internet access via Starlink satellites to orbital data centers to the economics of getting to the moon. And speaking of the moon, Starship has been selected by NASA as the human landing system for the Artemis 3 mission, the crewed lunar landing that would put the first woman and first person of color on the moon. The mission is targeting 2026 or 2027, though independent analysts say 2027 is more realistic. Meanwhile, SpaceX isn't just building one launch pad, they're building 5 across Texas and Florida to support a flight cadence that would have seemed impossible a decade ago. And Musk has floated something even bigger, a potential merger between Tesla and SpaceX, creating what one analyst called the most powerful technology conglomerate in human history, combining Optimus robots, autonomous vehicles, orbital computing, and satellite internet under one roof. SpaceX is also reportedly eyeing an IPO, targeting a valuation of $1.75 trillion, possibly as early as June 2026. Mars? Musk says there's a 50-50 chance Starship makes a Mars attempt in 2026. Most experts are skeptical. But then again, most experts were skeptical about catching a rocket with mechanical arms. Now let's talk about money, specifically almost $1 trillion of it, and how Elon Musk came to be awarded it. In November 2025, Tesla shareholders approved a pay package for Musk valued at roughly $975 billion. 3/4 of the voting shares said yes. Here's how it works. Musk earns no base salary. Instead, if Tesla hits a series of extraordinary milestones over the next decade, raising the company's market cap from around $1.5 trillion to $8.5 trillion, delivering 20 million vehicles, producing 1 million robotaxis, and manufacturing 1 million Optimus robots, he unlocks tranches of Tesla stock totaling, potentially, close to $1 trillion. To put that number in perspective, according to proxy advisory firm Glass Lewis, every major corporate CEO in the S&P 500 combined earned roughly $9 billion in a recent year. Musk's potential package dwarfs that figure by more than 100-fold. But here's where it gets complicated. This was actually Tesla's second attempt at a mega pay package for Musk. A $56 billion package from 2018 was voided by a Delaware court in 2024 after a judge found the Tesla board had not properly disclosed how it was negotiated. Critics pointed out that the board members who approved it were close associates of Musk, hardly independent overseers. The new package faced similar scrutiny. Top proxy advisors Glass Lewis and ISS both recommended shareholders vote against it. Norway's $2 trillion sovereign wealth fund said no. Critics like New York State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli called it bluntly, pay for unchecked power. Because that's the other layer here. The pay package isn't just about money, it's about control. If Musk earns the full award, he would own 30% of Tesla's voting shares, cementing his grip over the company for decades. Tesla's board chair Robin Denholm was candid about this, saying it's less about compensation and more about the voting influence. And there's the small detail that Musk's brother, Kimball, sits on the Tesla board, though both recused themselves from the vote to put the package to shareholders. So is this a genius incentive structure for one of the world's most consequential CEOs? Or is it a billionaire who controls the company board and used that control to award himself the largest pay package in corporate history? That question has no easy answer, but it's the right one to ask. So what is Elon Musk? After everything we've just covered, the robots, the rockets, the trillion-dollar pay package, where does he land? The unhinged genius case is genuinely compelling. SpaceX has achieved things that were considered impossible: reusable rockets, mass satellite internet, a realistic path to Mars. Tesla dragged the auto industry into the electric age almost single-handedly. Grok and xAI are genuine competitors in the AI race. These aren't small accomplishments. They've changed industries, created hundreds of thousands of jobs, and pushed humanity's capabilities forward in ways we're only beginning to understand. And his stated vision, a world of abundance where robots handle drudgery, where clean energy is universal, where humans become a multi-planetary species, is genuinely inspiring to millions of people around the world. But the motivated by greed and power case is also hard to dismiss. A nearly $1 trillion pay package structured through a board he arguably controls, pushing for voting shares that cement his grip on one of the world's most valuable companies. This is not the behavior of a disinterested altruist. Critics argue that many of Musk's grand timelines, full self-driving, Optimus at scale, Mars in 5 years, have slipped again and again. They argue that his promises of universal high income and post-scarcity abundance are vague enough to be unfalsifiable. They note that the disruption caused by AI and robotics could devastate livelihoods in the very near term, while the abundance he promises remains theoretical. And then there's the question of accountability. Who holds Elon Musk accountable? Not his board, not largely his shareholders, and increasingly, with his government connections and political influence, not regulators either. Perhaps the most honest answer is, it's probably both. Musk genuinely believes he is working for the betterment of humanity. That belief appears real. But those beliefs coexist with an appetite for control, for wealth, and for dominance that is, by any objective measure, extraordinary. History is full of figures who convinced themselves that accumulating power was the same as doing good. The question is whether the rest of us should simply take their word for it. Elon Musk in 2026 is building the future, or at least his version of it, robots that could end human labor, rockets that could take us to Mars, a pay package that could make him richer than any person in history. Whether you see that as salvation or consolidation probably depends on how much you trust one man to hold all of those cards. What do you think? Is Elon Musk a visionary trying to improve the world, or is this something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video thought-provoking, hit subscribe, because this story is far from over.